Hello, this is KC8MTV. I wanted to share with you a project that I've been working on. One thing that I enjoy about the WiresX is the fact that you can connect it to a repeater, or you can remotely connect it to a repeater and have a wide area coverage and be able to access the WiresX network. However, in my situation, I live in an area, believe it or not, where there are no Yaesu System Fusion repeaters set up in auto mode. So I don't even have access to a repeater that is set up for me to use C4FM, much less to be able to host a WiresX node off of. So I decided to set up a WiresX node at my shack, which I did. Worked great locally. I ran it on a simplex frequency. However, I do a lot of traveling throughout the day, and I wanted to figure out how can I take my WiresX node with me. So I decided to set it up in my truck, my work truck back there. And basically what I have is, I have a Diamond SG 7500 2 x 440 antenna on a Diamond mag mount. I have a Yaesu FTM 400. I have a laptop that I picked up for like 80 bucks. And then I have my HRI 200 interface box. And to get my internet access, as you can tell, that's what I do for a living. To get my internet access, I use a Sprint hotspot, which is my own personal hotspot. And because of the company I work for, I get a really good deal. So I have all the ingredients I need to have a WiresX node portable. How do I talk on my WiresX node? Since I'm using my FTM 400 to host the node, I carry along my Yaesu FT2D as I'm driving to access my node. So let's go back to the truck here and I'll show you how I have it set up. The main components that I have. The first one, let's start outside, obviously would be the Diamond 2 x 440 antenna. No, not the big ones up on the tower, but this one here on the truck is a Diamond SG 7500. And it's also got a low profile mag mount. I love that. It seems to stay on better under highway conditions. Alright, so the components inside the truck. Well, obviously the first one would be your laptop. And like I said, I just picked this one up really cheap online, used for 80 bucks. It had Windows XP on it, and I switched it over to Windows 7. Out of the laptop, I've got my WiresX HRI 200 box, which is required for the WiresX network. And from there, I connect to my Yaesu FTM 400. I've also got the SMB 201 cooling stand for it. And the reason I do that is sometimes these nets that happen on the WiresX network last for quite a while, and that thing heats up pretty quick. So that SMB 201 stand is a great option for your FTM 400. Alright, from there I have my head unit mounted up here on the dash, and I'm using a simplex frequency of 145, and I'm in digital mode, as you can tell with the DN displayed. And all of this comes together giving me internet access from my Sprint hotspot. So that's how I get my internet access. Now, this is not a tutorial video that shows you how to open up ports, but you can get into a hotspot and you can open up your ports just the same as a home router. Now, for those of you out there that are technically knowledgeable when it comes to networking, I've opened up the hotspot and I let all traffic pass through. So basically I'm in the DMZ for this laptop IP address. All right, let me show you a little demo here how this works. Okay, so I have my WiresX connected to the WiresX network, and again that's through the HRI 200 and the Sprint hotspot. I use my FT2D to transmit and communicate, since I'm using the FTM 400 to host the WiresX node here in the mobile. So let me show you, we'll do a quick little demo here. I'm using a simplex frequency of 145 megahertz, and I'm on digital mode, C4 FM, and I'm going to hit the X to access the WiresX node here. And you'll see that flashing X up there, and it's connecting, and so it's now connected to my WiresX node, and you can see that it's got my call sign, what state I'm in, and what city I'm currently located in. So now I want to access, we'll say, the AmericaLink room. So I'm going to go to search, I'm going to select all, and my FT2D is communicating to my WiresX node, and my WiresX node has downloaded some information here, and particularly I want to connect to the AmericaLink room. So I'm going to click on AmericaLink, and I am now connected to the AmericaLink. If you look up here at the laptop, it also shows that I'm connected to the AmericaLink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to key up my HT here, and we'll see if somebody will come back and give us a quick little demo, and you can actually see and hear what the sound quality is like. This is KC8 MTV Portable. Is there somebody that can give me a quick radio check?
Yeah, you're doing awesome, wonderful, great signal. Go ahead, KC4JGT. November 8th to 15 years now. North of Syracuse, New York, about I don't know, 25 miles or so, and you're sounding good. Over.
Okay, Pat, I really appreciate you coming back. I think there was a double there briefly, but I appreciate that. The call sign here is KC8MTV. The name's Kevin. I'm located in the mountains of Virginia, Central Virginia. And Pat, I'm doing a quick video here that I want to put on my YouTube channel. I set up a WiresX node in a portable configuration. I've got it set up in my truck so that I can take it with me on the go. And I was just curious how it was sounding.
Okay, real good. Real good. A little bit of drop out there. I think towards the end it was because you got to kind of hang on to that microphone, push the top for about a second afterwards to catch all the packets so they can catch up and not get cut off. But sounded good. Are you running the HRI 200 in your truck? Or are you coming in through a hotspot such as the OpenSpot or DV4 Mini or something like that?
No, Pat, I've got my whole WiresX node here in the truck. I had it in my shack, and I wanted to go to a portable configuration, so I've got my laptop, my Yaesu FTM 400, my WiresX HRI 200 interface box, and I'm getting internet access through a Sprint hotspot, which I've opened up all the ports on it, so I didn't have any of that port issue. I'm not really worried about security with the time that I have this on, but yeah, that's how I have it set up here in the truck. And then I'm using a Yaesu FT2D to actually key up and talk through the WiresX setup here.
Alright. Well, real good. Real good. Just moved everything from the home station into the truck. Yeah, I've also got, I haven't set the DRI 200 up mobile, but I have set up my open spot mobile with the Sprint hotspot through Freedom Top. Maybe that's what you're getting yours through, and I think Sprint is about the only ones that things really seem to work good with as far as opening up ports and such as that. Although I haven't opened mine up yet. This one, I did open up my other one. I had to replace one, and I haven't taken the time to set it up yet, to open some ports up, but I know it works. Over.
Yeah, this seems to be working out real well. It's a great hotspot, and I'm not doing a tutorial video, so I'm not going to show anybody how to open up ports or port forwarding or anything like that. I just wanted to do a little brief video on how you can actually set up a mobile version of your WiresX node. So, all right, Pat. Well, I'll say 73s. I really appreciate you coming back, and thanks for the good report. And we'll talk to you next time. This is KC8MTV. So that's pretty much my WiresX node in a nutshell, and the way I have it installed here in the truck. There's so much more that you can go into with this whole setup. Port forwarding is one of the big ones, and again, this is not a tutorial for port forwarding, but I was just talking to a guy on the AmericaLink here, and I think that's another video we need to put together. How to do port forwarding on a hotspot, and also how to do port forwarding on a regular home router, because that seems to be one of the biggest issues everybody's having with the WiresX. I do want to show you something here real quick as far as the port forwarding, what it does look like through the hotspot if it's working properly. Let me show you. First of all, I do want to apologize because I'm hand holding my iPhone here while I'm sitting in my truck, and it may get a little shaky. So the thing I wanted to show you was the port status. So basically what you're going to do is go up to your port check, which is under Tools, and you run port check, and if all your ports are forwarded correctly, or if you have your router or hotspot opened up, and another word for that is DMZ. If you have your computer's IP address put in the DMZ setting, it will open up all your ports, and that's what it should look like. That's the only way you'll be able to communicate through the WiresX network, is if you have all your ports set correctly. The other thing, again, the rooms, I was particularly connected to the AmericaLink room. Now my WiresX is set up, I made my own room. It's called the Dilly Dilly room. Does anybody know what Dilly Dilly is? So I had to snag that room. So I've got the Dilly Dilly room. And in order to connect to that, I would just go up here, hit connect, and if anybody else was connected into this room, they would pop up and show up here. But right now, I'm the only one, being that I'm like the admin of the room, I'm the only one showing up there. So yeah, this is another good way to get your WiresX node set up portable in case you're not close to home and you know, you're running yours as a simplex frequency from your home and you're too far away, or if there's no repeaters around that carry C4FM or the Wires X system. This is a good alternative. So hopefully it's given you a little bit of an idea what you can do. Again, I apologize, this is not a tutorial video. I'm not going to go into depth with it. It's just to give you some ideas and inspiration as to what you can do to make your Wires X possibly portable. So take care, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll say 73s.